Hi, and welcome to our webinar on how trade assurance and ready-to-ship product listings can help you generate more orders. To give you a little bit of background on myself, I run the US account management team here at Alibaba.com. I've been working at Alibaba for more than a year, and prior to my time at Alibaba.com, I worked at various US marketplaces like OpenSky and Living Social. My job at Alibaba.com is to make sure that you are all successful, and my team here based in New York is here to help you figure out how to best navigate the platform and answer any questions that you may have. Today we are going to review what trade assurance and ready-to-ship products are and how they can best help you streamline your sales process and generate more orders. We are going to go over what trade assurance is and why it's so important, how to enable trade assurance, what ready-to-ship products are and why they are important, how to create ready-to-ship products, how to create and confirm a trade assurance order, how to access your trade assurance funds, a case study of a supplier that used trade assurance and how it impacted their business, and at the end, we will have a Q&A with any questions that you may have. To begin, let's go over what exactly trade assurance is and what that means for you. Trade assurance is an order protection service which also enables online payments on Alibaba.com. It helps buyers and sellers transact safely by using a trade contract on each order backed by our refund and dispute policy. Trade assurance in the US is available only between US suppliers and US buyers and is not yet available in the states of New York and Arizona. We are currently working on getting the license to enable trade assurance in those states as well as to the rest of the world. There are several benefits for suppliers who enable trade assurance. One benefit is that suppliers that activate trade assurance are more likely to show up higher in search. Based on our user research, buyers prefer to purchase through trade assurance as it is quicker, easier, and they feel more comfortable purchasing on the platform rather than off. Because buyers prefer suppliers that are trade assurance enabled, they will search for suppliers that have trade assurance, which helps suppliers with trade assurance show up higher in search results. You can see on this graph here that buyers that search for trade assurance, suppliers will show up higher in the search ranking, which will lead to more exposure or more impressions, which will lead to more clicks, which will lead to more inquiries, which can help lead to more orders. And then the more orders that you get, the circle continues because the more often you are to actually show up in search ranking, the more orders that you get. So it continues. I also want to take a second now to show you guys actually where, if you have trade assurance enabled, on the platform where you show up. So if we go to Alibaba.com and you search for a product, so for example, we'll use red apple, you click here, you can see right away, right in supplier types, if you click trade assurance, any supplier that has trade assurance will automatically populate. Also, any buyer can immediately see if you have trade assurance by this little symbol here. So this little crown with the money sign identifies to buyers that you as a supplier have trade assurance. So you can see it's really, really easy in search for suppliers that have trade assurance to show up. Another benefit of using trade assurance is that in order to meet the buyer's demand of seeing suppliers who use trade assurance, we also run promotions and sales that only suppliers with trade assurance are able to participate in. And you can see here on this graph that suppliers with trade assurance are 5 times more likely to gain exposure through search, are 7 times more likely to get clicks, and 8 times more likely to actually receive inquiries. Another great benefit of trade assurance is that it helps not only simplify your online payment, but also can help shorten the order life cycle. With Trade Assurance, buyers can purchase your products and make payment right through Alibaba.com, which helps shorten the time it takes to receive an order. You can see in this graph here, it typically takes suppliers who do not use Trade Assurance 90 days from inquiry to actually receiving an order, where on average, it takes 21 days from inquiry to receiving an order for suppliers that are Trade Assurance enabled. Lastly, Trade Assurance can help protect your business. Since payments occur on Alibaba.com, we will help mitigate any fraudulent transactions and will give you access to our case resolution team in case there are any disputes. We commonly get asked several questions about Trade Assurance, and I wanted to take a few seconds to address some of the most common questions people ask. The single most common question is, what does Trade Assurance cost? Registering for Trade Assurance is free, but with every transaction, sellers pay a 3% transaction fee, excluding tax, with no additional costs or commissions. Trade Assurance supports purchases in a single transaction up to $5,000. If an order is more than $5,000, you will either have to break it into several different orders or take it offline. Another common question is what payment methods are supported. Buyers can pay using a credit or debit card, and American Express, MasterCard, and Visa are all accepted. So how do you actually activate Trade Assurance? I want to walk you guys through how you would do that right now. So first, when you log into your My Alibaba, you would click in here. You would hover over the Help Center. You would click Authentications and Verifications. And right here, you can see Trade Assurance. Since this is a test account, we've already tested it, and you can see I have a verification success. But if you haven't yet applied for Trade Assurance, it would prompt you to submit Trade Assurance here. And what that looks like is you'll see a form like this. It's about 3 pages long. One thing that's incredibly important is that you need to make sure that when you're filling out all the information, that it matches your official business documents. That way there'll be no back and forth between our team and you getting you approved. It typically takes about 2 days to get approved. And if there are any issues or you run into any problems, our team here based in New York is here to help assist and walk you through any issues that you may face. Once Trade Assurance has been activated, you can set your products up as ready-to-ship products. Ready-to-ship products are also known as as-is products. In order to set up products as ready-to-ship, they need to meet a certain criteria. They must be available for immediate purchase with light or no customization. They must show a standard, non-negotiable price. The shipping fee must be shown on the product, and they need to be able to leave the production facility within 15 days of the order being received. If your product meets this criteria, you should definitely set your products up for ready to ship, as there are several benefits in doing so. One of the main benefits is that with ready to ship products, it is a much faster sales cycle. There's no back and forth with customizations, price negotiations, payments, or shipping. So once you receive an order, you can just immediately ship it. There is also a higher conversion rate for products that are ready to ship. With more transparency upfront about pricing and shipping, fewer buyers drop out of the sales cycle, leading to a higher conversion rate. And you can really see this on the graph here. So highlighted in blue, this blue bar graph, are ready to ship products. In red are customized products. And you can see based on each category, the ready to ship products are almost double the conversion rate of customized products. Ready to ship products also show up in several different places, including on the home page, which results in additional traffic. So I just want to show you guys all the places where ready to ship products can show up and how that would benefit you. So first, if we go back to our red apple example, you can see right here under product filters, I can also search as a buyer for ready to ship. So any ready to ship product is going to show up for me right here. Also, you can see at the top of the page, one of the navigations guides the buyers to actually click into ready to ship. So you can see there's a whole ready to ship homepage, which only features ready to ship products. If you go to Alibaba.com and you just scroll a little bit, you can also see ready to ship products can be found here. So we have 3 different pages within the ready to ship products where you would have the ability to be featured. So you have weekly deals, new arrivals for 2020, and top ranking products. And if I click in, for example, on the weekly deals, you can see again, all of these are products that are just labeled as ready to ship. So now that you have an idea of what ready to ship products are and where they're featured, I want to walk you through how you actually get them set up. You can either update a current product that's customized to enable the ready to ship functionality, or you can post a new product that is set up as ready to ship. For either action, the first thing that you need to do is create your shipping template information. So how you would do that, you would click into My Alibaba, you would hover over orders, shipping line templates, you would create a new template, and you'd start to fill out this information. So for the template name, I can name Sara's shipping template December. I would select my supported shipping carriers. So if I work with both FedEx and UPS, I can put that here. If I didn't want to offer UPS next day air, for example, I could just click out. And then you would see what my shipping options are. So as the supplier, you can decide, is the buyer going to pay? So you can put that here. If I want to offer free shipping, I have the ability to do so. Or I can say, oh, this is to be negotiated and it will be between me and the buyer. But if I put it here as the buyer pays, I need to make sure I also put in the origin. So I need to put in the zip code of where my goods are going to ship out, as well as what the transit time is. So for FedEx 2 days, I'm going to put 2 days. And that way, when the buyer clicks to purchase a ready to ship product, they'll actually get a shipping estimate. So once this is good to go, I would just click Save Template, and now my shipping template is saved. If I want to update a current product that is customized to ready to ship, what I would do is I would go to Products, Manage Products, and right away you can always see in your product page what type of product you have. So right here, as is product would be any ready to ship. Customized product would be customized products. So if I wanted to change my customized product to ready to ship, I would just click into the edit. The first thing I would immediately do is change my type of product to as is. All the information would be the same. And then the next thing I would need to do is I would need to fill out the logistics information. So I would have to put in the package size, the weight of each item, the quantity, and the estimated lead time. This is really, really important because if you have a ready to ship product, it needs to be 15 days or less. So I would update that here, and then I would make sure that my shipping template populated. And then all I would need to do is go down, press save, and then submit. Once I did that, my product would go from customized to as is and ready to ship. For any new product, all you would need to do is you'd go back to products, post products. I would select my category. I would agree to the terms and conditions. And right away, just like you did before when you were updating a customized product, you would make sure that the type of product was put as is. Then I would fill out all of my information. And same as before, I would make sure that all the logistics information was filled out here before I went down and pressed submit. Once I did that, my product would officially be ready to ship. So now that you have both trade assurance and ready to ship and you learned about both, the next question most suppliers have is, well, how do I receive an order? One thing to quickly note is that for both customized and ready to ship products, they can both be processed through trade assurance. And there's several different ways that you can actually receive orders as a supplier. So the first way as a supplier that you can receive an order is if you actually go into your Alibaba account. So I go back to my Alibaba, we'll leave the changes. And if we go into our communications tab and we're in our message center, so I click into a message. If I'm going back and forth with the buyer and we agree on a deal, we agree on pricing, we agree on the units, I can move forward and I can actually draft a trade assurance order here. So I can fill in all of the information. I would make sure I added the products. I'd put in the shipping fee. I'd put in the tax details. I'd put in the payment and any remarks, and this would actually draft an order. So all I would need to do is once I filled all that out, I'd press submit and it would immediately go to the buyer, and the buyer would have the opportunity to confirm it. As a supplier, you can also draft an order from another way. So what you would need to do is you would go back to my Alibaba, you would hover over orders and go into all orders. What you would next do is you would draft your trade assurance order. You would fill in the buyer's email address. So if I was going to send it to me, I would fill in the buyer's email address. And I would go through, I would add their shipping address, put in the shipping fee, when it would ship. I'd make sure to do the tax details, the payment amount, and then all I would need to do is press submit once everything was filled out, and it would go directly to the buyer. In this order page, it's actually really, really helpful because you can see every step of where orders are. So I can see right away off the bat in this orders section anything that's waiting for me to do, right? So you can see the waiting for supplier. I can see all of my unprocessed orders. I can see anything that's waiting for order confirmation and anything that's waiting for shipment. I can also see things that are waiting for buyer. So for example, when we just created those 2 orders, that would show up here as unprocessed orders because the buyer would have to confirm it for it to move forward. We also have waiting for payment. And you can also see the order status. So you can see exactly when things have been completed, when they've been closed, and exactly what stage they're in. So this is a really, really good tool for you to use in order to make sure you have a firm understanding of where all of your orders are. So besides, you as a supplier, you creating the orders, buyers can also send you orders directly. So for example, anytime you get a ready to ship order, it will show up here as your unprocessed orders. So let's click in here and you can see the order status is waiting for supplier to confirm. And I can right away see what the order is. If I look at this order and I, as a supplier, I'm like, you know what, I don't have 200 units of this any longer, I can always cancel the order. Or if you notice, hey, we didn't agree on that particular pricing, you can go in and modify the contract. That way it will reflect the changes before you actually confirm an order. But if everything looks good to go, all you need to do is go in and press confirm order. So it's really, 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 really important in this section that you make sure before you confirm anything that you review. So it's important that you take a look that everything here in the order details matches to what you agreed upon, that the units are correct, that the pricing is correct, that the shipping terms are agreed upon, the payment method. And if everything looks good to go, you can just click here and confirm the order. So now that the order is confirmed, you can see right here that now we're waiting for the initial payment. And what you need to do as the supplier is you can click here to view payment link. You can copy this payment link and send it immediately to the buyers. Once the buyers have paid, it will show up here in waiting for shipment. So for instance, say I had sent that over to the buyer, they sent over the payment, it would immediately come here and I could click into waiting for shipment. And you can see here the order status is waiting for me to ship. All I need to do is go into go to ship. And all I need to do here is upload my shipping document. Takes a second to load. So here I put the method of shipping, who the logistics carrier was. I would put in my tracking number and I would upload any supporting documents. Once I clicked submit, the buyer would receive the tracking number and they'd be able to track where the goods were in transit. And so once the buyer confirms that they've received the goods, you can see the funds in your account after 3 days. If the buyer forgets to and doesn't confirm that they received the products, your funds will show up automatically 15 days after you confirmed the shipment. And there are several different ways that you can actually go in and withdraw your payment. So the first thing that you can do is you can go back to your orders tab and you can go to completed orders. So you can click in here. You would click into order complete, view more. And you would click into manage cash withdrawal. Right away, this is going to link you to your Alipay account. So you would go in, press go. And you would see in your Alipay account what you could withdraw. You can also do that by going back to your My Alibaba, Financial Services, Transactions. And again, you're going to see that same screen. You can click go there. And then you can withdraw. So I just want to show you what it looks like when you withdraw. So if I want to withdraw the full amount, I would click in. I would link it to whatever bank account I wanted the funds to go to. Put in the wrong amount. And then I would click next and then I would put in my payment password, and then the funds would actually withdraw to the bank account that I had selected. So now that you've learned how orders are created and how you can receive the funds, I wanted to share a quick story on one of our sellers, Karmic Seed. Karmic Seed sells sustainable home good products that are made from agricultural waste to reduce plastic use. They have been on the platform for over a year, but saw an increase in both impressions and clicks once they became Trade Assurance enabled on August 5th. And you can really see in the graph here, this is August 5th, how many more impressions, as well as how many more clicks they actually started to see once they became Trade Assurance enabled. Since activating Trade Assurance and ready to ship products, 65% of their sales come from Alibaba.com. Karmic Seed has said that without Alibaba, they don't think their business would be as successful as it is. Based on everything we've discussed today, we want to encourage suppliers to activate ready-to-ship products so that they can see success like Karmic Seed did. We are currently running a promotion to encourage suppliers to activate ready-to-ship products. From now until January 10th, if you post up to 20 ready-to-ship products, you will get 2 products promoted on our US Pavilion page for 1 week. If you post 50 plus ready-to-ship products, you will also get 2 products promoted, as well as get the trade assurance transaction fee waived from January 20th through March 31st. You will also get $50 worth of keyword advertising. If you post 200 plus ready-to-ship products, you get all of the above mentioned, as well as the ability to get 2 relevant products that are guaranteed to be placed highly in keyword ads and search. So hopefully this was really helpful in teaching you guys what trade assurance is, what ready-to-ship products are, and how important they both are, and how they can actually help you, gain more orders and show up more in search, and how you can actually transact on the platform. I now just want to take the next 10 to 15 minutes answering any questions that you guys may have. Any questions? Okay, just got one. Can I accept trade assurance orders from outside the US? Right now, you cannot accept trade assurance from outside of the US. It is only US to US. And that is something that we are working on, and we will send an email out as soon as that is something that has been activated. Okay, if there's no other questions, I'll give it another minute, but if there's no other questions, I just want to thank you all for tuning in today. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help walk you through individually how you would get it set up, or any specific questions that you may have. All right, it looks like there's no other questions. Oh, wait, we just got one. Before submitting orders, when you have a quantity lower, can you change the order count, then submit? Yeah, you can definitely, what you can do is you can modify. So you can modify you could modify the contract. So for instance, if you had 200 units and you needed to change it to 150, you'd be able to do that in that order page that I had showed you. All right, so last call for questions. All right, well, it looks like that's it. Thank you guys again. I really appreciate you taking the time. And again, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have additional questions. Thank you.